Well, let's move on to our more unusual thing, which is the web or original cartoon series Monkey Wrench.
Yeah, you've been meaning to watch this for a while, and of course, I hadn't heard of it until you brought it up. So I thought, like, oh, I'll give it a watch. It looked interesting.
Yeah, so this is one of those things where I don't know why it was recommended to me by YouTube, but I just subscribed to the channel and I kept intending to watch it and I kept intending to watch it and I kept intending to watch it. And then last week I decided to do a big purge of my YouTube subscriptions to just kind of go, okay, what channels are irritating me? What channels are inactive? What channels aren't producing what I subscribed to them for in the first place? Yada yada, right? Because I just had
Right.
too many subscriptions.
Yeah.
And I get down there to the channel that this one's on, and I go, I never did actually watch that. Let's give it a go.
Mm.
Because again, I just had subscribed with the intent to watch later, and like many people's YouTube watch later list, it's a my YouTube watch later list is a series of lies
Yeah.
and broken promises to myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. Yeah.
But uh, I enjoyed the first episode so much that I decided to not only did I watch all three available episodes, but I brought Daniel in on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed the first episode too, and I thought, well, I'll give the other two a try, and yeah, they're. I think we were talking before the show. Like, this is something you would see on Adult Swim.
Right, or something you wish you saw in Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Um, so the overall premise is it's basically another variant of Cowboy Bebop slash Outlaw Star slash Guardians of the Galaxy,
Hmm.
which is basically just you have some space misfits having misfit adventures, and you just see what kind of wild crap the authors can come up with to throw at them.
Yeah, and our two main cast of characters, we've got Sanchez, he's the guy on the right
Or left.
or left, sorry. Yeah, he's the definitely more comedic element of the show. He I don't know what alien species he is, but he apparently he has like a portal in the back of his head where he just can keep everything and just pull it out.
Right, he has a basically a bag of holding in D&D terms.
Yeah. Um, and he's got a pretty good Latino accent, and we suspect it's because he watched a lot of Terran cartoons, the Spanish speaking Terran cartoons.
Yes, because this is an interesting. Well, we'll get into the world building in a second, but
Yeah.
then we have Beebs on the right there. I'll say a minor, maybe not criticism, but just a observation. He's very much jet black,
Oh yeah. Yeah. He even has a robotic arm like Jet Black.
which it works for this because he acts as a needed foil for Sanchez's goofy, off the wall zaniness.
Hmm.
So they make a very good odd couple.
Yeah, and another thing too with the his Sanchez's love for Terrans is he loves pizza.
Yep, obsessed with pizza.
Yeah.
Um, so there are three episodes available online. One is a half-hour pilot. Another is second episode, which clocks in at about 18 minutes, and then they have a more elaborate third episode that clocks in at the same half-hour-ish length. Um, so pretty short to watch the entire filmography, and based on recent posts from the chat from the channel, episode 4 may be dropping in the near future.
Oh, cool.
But a basic the pilot does a good job of introducing you to the setting because
Mhm.
it's a multi-planetary civilization. Uh, Terrans are to be hunted down. Like on my second watch through, I noticed that there was a sign that said, if you see any Terrans, report them to the authorities.
Yeah.
And it's kind of implied that Terrans have screwed up the universe, and so they're very much a hunted down species. It's almost like Titan AE now that I think about it.
Oh yeah, I remember that movie. Yeah,
Might be worth a rewatch at some point.
yeah, that was a Don Bluth one, I think, right?
Yeah, probably one of his last major theatrical releases.
Yeah,
Since around that time, the industry was moving over to CGI.
yeah, for better or worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So the first episode is basically they get a job where they have to pick up this bird guy, and
Ghost egg!
ghost egg,
They're trying to ghost egg me.
and they're just like,
No.
what is he talking about?
Yeah, and his credits are good, but he's just an insane bird guy who drives them crazy, and they have to protect him as they go across the galaxy.
Yeah, and yeah, there's one scene in particular where he's you know he's actually playing with his action figures, but it looks like he's doing something else.
Yes. Yeah. So as far as like a content thing, there's language in this show. There's mass violence in this show. Very crass, and I
Yes,
loved just about every minute of it.
I did too. Yeah, yeah, and then the second episode was cute and also like really dark at the same
Yes.
time.
Yeah, they find this cave full of little rock people who are just adorable. Uh, oh, look at you! You're so cute. Stop it! You're supposed to be afeard of me.
Yes, and well, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no. Uh, and what I'll say is the pilot also does a good job of. I feel like if the pilot has one flaw, it might be that they try to establish too many recurring characters.
yeah, yeah. You had like the cats, the two cats who show up again in the third episode, which
Yep.
they I think they're pretty good, like quasi antagonists for them,
Frenemies.
frenemies. Yeah,
Um, and then you have this the crew of this dinosaur captain woman who I think she has too many side characters, and I wonder if part of it was like maybe the animators had too much fun. Maybe they brought in their friends for it, and it's just like, oh, can I add this background character to the crew? Because there's a
yeah,
lot of characters that you see on her ship in one scene that don't really appear again.
yeah. It probably was. Yeah, the some of the animators like, oh, I want to put this character in there. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, which that isn't a surprising thing because outside of being pretty humorous and actually having a couple of nice character moments, especially in the third episode, that I was actually like, oh, that's kind of touching.
Yeah.
Uh, I think this is definitely an animation first project, by which I mean the first question I think they have is this going to look cool?
Hmm.
And you can tell that the various animators are just having a blast with it because characters almost never stand still.
Yeah,
Like,
they're always there was always motion. Yeah.
especially like, and I know it's not just one animator, so it's a whole team of them. It's like different animators seem to have different, like mildly different styles. Like they still look like they belong in the same universe, but I think I can see the different touches that different ones are bringing to the table.
Yeah. The other thing that nice little touch when you're talking about motion, things characters always moving is their ship doesn't have artificial gravity in it. So like their hair and everything is always floating around.
Right, and they have magnetic boots that they have to use to get around.
Yeah.
Which just well, first off, that's going to be awful for your bone density. So get that fixed, guys.
Yeah.
But also, it's just a neat, unique touch that makes everything look different.
Yeah.
So would I recommend it? Heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
It
Yeah.
it costs you nothing. It's free on YouTube. There's 3 episodes with the 4th on the way. Uh, if I mean, from my opinion, we would live in a more just universe if this was the one that had just gotten a Netflix deal instead of Amazing Digital Circus, or if Amazon Prime had picked this up instead of Has Been Hotel.
Mm.
Now, what I will now I could see the creator of this coming and finding our review because it seems like this thing is like the first episode has 1 million views.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's completely underground, but it's not getting mainstream attention.
Right. Yeah.
Is how I'll put it. And he actually did some work for Has Been Hotel on according to his IMDb page. So if you see this, I'm not dissing Has Been Hotel. I'm just saying this is much more my speed than Has Been Hotel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish that this was the one that had obsessive amounts of fan art and theory videos and things online. But
Yeah.
uh, I'm just glad that I finally decided to give this a shot.
Yeah, and I'm glad you told me about it because yeah, it's a fun series, and it kind of reminded me of like somewhere between like uh Monkey Island and Space Quest. Kind of a similar. I like I
Yeah,
like I like stuff like that, like because I'm a big sci-fi guy, but I also like seeing like goofy fun stuff like this. Yeah,
yeah. It's just it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it leans into what it's good at.
yeah, yeah. Well,
But
yeah, and if you really like the show, I believe they do have a Patreon. So if you want to support them financially, I'm sure they would greatly appreciate it too.
yep, toss in a few bucks a month.
Yeah.